A new painting, a new child is born. What a beaut. You know, these projects take a while, but it takes equal, if not longer, to move the camera equipment around, set up the lights in each shot, editing the whole video. I really take you through every stroke, the whole process, which I love to do and document. So if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button. You know how it goes, helps out the channel, the algorithm. You know how it is. Just kidding, no one does. No one knows how the algorithm works, but liking and subscribing certainly helps. Enjoy the video. All right, love this stage. Pencil on canvas raw like that. It's like my favorite portion of these sorts of projects. We're letting loose, we're having a wacky time, you know, we're really mimicking that original kind of smaller oil painting I did on a wood panel. Similar style face, but it's really just getting the framework and then what goes into the face with the colors and light design and shading and all of that. It's very in the moment, improvised. It's so fun to just let loose, especially on a giant canvas like this. We are going to set up the acrylic paint station. That's kind of the next step. So I have a bunch of different colors on the ready because acrylic paint dries really fast and we just want to get ready and organized. And that's it. It's going to be a jolly old time. Update. I wanted to update you guys on what's going through my mind, give some insight into me attacking this painting. Is there any method to the madness? Am I simply just throwing and slanging paint onto the canvas? And for the most part, the answer is yes, but, huge caveat, huge but, for everything I do, crazy Cyclops characters, other characters, obviously realistic portrait painting, there's this blanket of fundamentals that I'm following. You know, this framework of theory and color, in values, in light design, and composition that I'm following, using as a guide to inform everything I do, even the wacky characters. And so we could talk about it for this painted exactly. I have this realistic light design coming down here, hitting this plane of the face, and as the planes switch and the face turns, these planes are not in the light, therefore in shadow. These shadow colors are on the warmer side, and I made the highlights in turn cooler, so I'm playing with warm and cool temperature shifts. The values also during and at this stage of the painting are very squished together. The grayscale from light to dark, they're very in the middle. from 4 to 7, you could say, not super black and dark, not super white and light yet. So, you know, if you've never heard of value, or if you've never heard of these terms I'm using, it's fine. You know, you don't need to know these things to paint and have fun. You don't need to know these things to make great art. In my opinion, I think it's very vital for myself to yield success, and I'm a traditionalist, I guess you could say, in that sense. I've studied kind of the fundamentals on my own to try to improve over the past 4 or 5 years. I continually try to learn and absorb and improve during every project, and I went to an intense painting school for a year where they really inject these fundamentals into you. But that's what I have to say to kind of give the illusion of three-dimensionality on a canvas. It's great to know the fundamentals, so it's always in the back of my mind for everything. I'm not every stroke thinking about it. It's more of like a, it's always there, always on, and it's always informing what I do. So, that's the rant. I really have been here like for an hour, 10 takes, trying to articulate how I felt about that within a nice 2 minutes. So, back to work. Look at this claustrophobic enclosure of a setup I'm rocking right now with this hot room and these hot lights pointed at me. Anything for the shot. This painting is quite satisfying. I don't know how to say it. The acrylic paint dries so fast. I'm using big strokes, laying it on there. I'm very confident and comfortable with kind of the agenda I have. Like I said in the update, you know, I really laid out the framework. I have my guidelines. I'm following the light design and all the properties and rules that kind of follow that. So it's not necessarily challenging. It's just low pressure and super fun. It's always a puzzle. You know, painting is always a puzzle for me. I like to say that paintings are like puzzles you make and then have to solve, but we're doing absolutely great. I switched up the highlights. I was gonna stay very neutral, actually. And then I'm painting, I'm looking right across the way at this painting, one of my oldest, most OG paintings entitled Victor, and it has these wonderful highlights of yellow and blue and pink, so I kind of copied that style. Really glad I did. It looks very luminous, you know, it's vibrant compared to these neutral colors and the shadows, and that's what you want in maybe a spotlight design like this. But that's what I want to say. We're gonna attack the background right now. It's a big deal, I think, in my opinion, because it kind of frames this floating face. A lot of my styled characters and paintings are like this. So I actually spend a lot of time with the background. And let's keep going. way better. What an absolute beauty. That's all she wrote. I'm super happy with this project. What an absolute blast. It's very nice for me to change up the pace. You know, a lot of my paintings and projects are super dialed, super prepared, super clean lines. Everything's meticulous and, you know, thought out, but this was quite the contrary, quite the opposite. You know, I was still, like I said, following my foundations of kind of light and shadow and value and composing a 3D object, but just absolutely getting messy with paint, you know, no worries, not worrying about crisp lines or kind of what colors I'm gonna do. Was really sporadic. I had all my paint set up, ready to go for whatever I needed. You know, it was very loosey-goosey and absolutely fun. It was pretty much an exact mimic of a painting I did before in oil, smaller version. This one's a bit more vibrant, a bit more wacky, a bit more crazy, but it was an absolute blast. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something, maybe you got inspired to paint. I don't know. I love making these videos. Please like. If you enjoyed, subscribe, because we got endless amounts of things. We're gonna get weird in the studio for the next 600 years. See you in the next video.